Hey there, welcome to the Army Showcase. Today we're going to have a look at a Napoleonic army. The figures showcased today are from the Baccus 6mm range. The link to this manufacturer is in the description. Head on over and have a look at what else they have. Support manufacturers like this. These are Baccus's own 6mm British Napoleonics. Baccus miniatures stand at 6mm. Here's a look at how tall those figures are. And now here's how tall the cavalry base stands at. The army we're showcasing here is the British Army from the Napoleonic Era. These are the units that were involved in the Peninsula Campaign. Featured here are almost all of the units sold by Baccus. Choosing to battle the Napoleonic Wars is a good choice for those who are into large battles with a cast of tens of thousands. What this scale gives up in certain formations, it makes up in the grand scale experience. At first view, painting 6mm is a daunting task. So I asked Laisu what his experience was like getting this army done. Now, he told me that this was his first attempt at 6mm. He challenged himself to see if he could bring a high standard of painting to that scale. Now, if you've seen Laisu's other painting, you know that he is really a stickler for the detail and high quality painting. He likes the British Army of this period with figures of different scales in his collection. Speaking of different scales, here is a height comparison just for fun between a Baccus 6mm and an AB 18mm British infantry figure. When I asked him about his painting, he told me that the high contrast of colour in the British uniforms played a role in the visual impact of the army. Now, this army was painted with Vallejo, Privateer Presses P3, Vallejo M Metallics, and he also used Army Painter's Strong Tone Quick Shade as well. Baccus sells both infantry in stovepipe Shako and infantry in Belgian Shako, so you can pretty much decide which period you like. In this showcase, Laisu has gone with the stovepipe Shako. When queried about the process, he told me the cleaning of the figure, of the flash and the mold lines took the most time, in fact almost a whole day. I feel this is about right. When you're trying to get figures painted up to a certain standard, painters often don't take their time to clean the figures. This is a fundamental discipline that will help give the figures a more defined shape to paint on. He took about 4 to 7 days to churn out a regiment, which is 4 bases to a regiment for this rule set. The rule set Laisu was using to build this army was the Drum and Shako large battle rule set as seen here. He painted this project in 2013 and I urged him to tell me more. What he did first was airbrush the flat colour, which was Vallejo model colours flat red. He then blocked out the large tones with a brush. After that, he dipped the figures into Army Painter's Quick Shade, the strong tone, but he also slightly diluted the mix. He then redefined the base tones with base colours and highlights. He finished the process with basing and flocking. As he puts it was surprisingly quick to paint, as you're less concerned about blending and the details are picked out by just the dotting of the brush. Instead of many layers, most was done with a base, a highlight and a wash. Man, you could get away with murder. The challenge comes in maintaining definition. On the rare times when your dip doesn't do it for you, use some black lining. I'm sure they'll help. The size makes it look difficult, but it's a bit of an illusion, as once you get into it, everything can be painted so much quicker. His favourite in his whole army are his Highlanders, seen here. The Baccus sculpts and Laisu's painting really put these up as a lovely showcase figure on the table. The army en masse is the effect you're going for, and the mind does play tricks when all of them are lined up, I think. So don't worry about the individual regiments, concentrate on how the army looks overall. If you're interested, you could also look at these rule sets. Baccus's own Palermo's rules, Blucher and Grand Dami. Just as a quick segue, I do like Blucher's momentum rule It's very innovative and translates into some really interesting choices when moving the army across the table. If you have a chance to see this rule in action, either YouTube it or get the rules and see how this works. Well, anyway, these figures look fantastic, and when you put them on a table, you really get a sense of scale. Some folks call this and the 2mm figure gaming scale God scale. Yes, I can understand why. So that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this video. We would love some encouragement with a like, a subscribe, and if you could, a comment as well. Right, I'll see you soon. Bye.